after grand entrance. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Sorry, Charlie. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Memories of Como Park, the musical. I am Bill Rasmussen, and I am the producer and director of the show. Memories of Como Park is about lifelong memories that people have about coming to Como. Those of you who may be new to Como, I'm sure that you too have treasured memories of the park somewhere. You see, Como Park has a very significant meaning to me. It is where my wife, Ginny, first brought me on our very first date when I came to St. Paul to meet her for the very first time. I was in the Navy. I was 21 years old. And my buddy, Mark Clancy, he and I were shipmates aboard an aircraft carrier, the USS Independence. And he got a letter he wanted to show me. But anyway, we were anchored off of the harbor of Istanbul, Turkey, the night it all began.
Hey, Bill! I just got a letter from my girlfriend, Joanne. She sent a photo. Would you like to see it?
You bet I would. I want to see what this girl looks like who sent you her pillow drenched with her perfume. Wow. Very nice, Mark. Say, who's the other girl in the picture? She's really cute.
Oh, that's Ginny's friend, Joanne's friend, Ginny Kringle. Kringle, yeah. Hey, would you like to write to her?
Who, me? No. I don't know her. I wouldn't even know what to write.
Oh, come on, Bill. I think you should write. I met Ginny when I was home visiting Joanne, and she said that if any of my friends wanted to write to her, she would write back.
Okay, Mark. I'll give it a shot.
All right. I'm heading down the mess deck for some chow.
At first, I really didn't know what to write about. However, being a lonely sailor at sea, I did eventually send a letter. And Ginny wrote back. By the way, although I didn't know what to write about, my first letter to her was 11 pages long. So Ginny and I, we corresponded, exchanging letters, photographs, postcards, and tape recordings, which was considered high-tech back then, right? But during the cruise, writing to her, I began to think, what could she possibly be up to, back home? I was hoping that she wouldn't meet somebody else. And I suspect she had the same ideas about me.
I wrote my mother, I wrote my father, and now I'm writing you too. I'm sure of mother, I'm sure of father, and now I want to be sure of you. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone
like live entertainment. When the ship arrived back in the States in May of 1967, instead of going home to New York to see my family, I decided to come out to Minnesota to meet this girl that I had been writing to for several months. Well, when I arrived in St. Paul, Mark and Joanne came over to the house, and Ginny brought us over to Como Park. That's how Ginny brought me here for our very first date. She was gorgeous and enchanting. That following August, Ginny and I were married. And as they say, the rest is history. For the second part of my story, it's the story about the picture that I created and produced called Memories. It shows the historic sites and all the activities that people do here at Como Park. It's a picture that commemorates the charm and character of Como Park.
On before New York Model T, round about the turn of the century, folks discovered a barrel of fun, taking pictures by the light of the sun. Smile, hug, look at the camera, hold your breath and say cheese. Little did they realize back then they were making memories. Making memories, taking pictures is making memories, catching little pieces of time, making them yours, making them mine, making faces and happy faces we love to hold near and dear. And when we're making memories, happiness can reappear. Now we shoot whatever we see, night or day, in color photography, candid shots of baby at play, photo finishes and tigers at bay. Don't look into the camera, just be natural, please. And with every single shot we take, we are making memories. Making memories, taking pictures is making memories, catching little pieces of time, making them yours, making them mine. Big occasions and celebrations we can't forget in a year. But when we're making memories, happiness can reappear. Great vacations and graduations we love to hold near and dear. And when we're making memories, happy days will reappear. Look at the birdies.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, continuing on with our show, we hope to evoke your own wonderful memories about Como Park. We will revisit all the experiences that we had as children, parents, grandparents, and as the adult children that we are today. So, whenever a person is at a park, it seems we always become young at heart. Fairy tales can come true, they can happen to you when you're young at home. For it's hard, you will find to be now of mine when you're young at heart. Well, doing our show this evening, as I mentioned in the painting here, we have many historical sites here at the park. And we're going to hit on a few of them. And I'd like to start with the Como Park Zoo. The Como Park Zoo was given 3 deer in 1897. A pasture in the park was fenced, and for some years, this constituted the city's zoo. By 1900, visitors could see deer, elk, foxes, and buffalo, which was a gift from the lieutenant governor at that time, Thomas Franson. He had his own private buffalo pasture in a hollow near the park. In 1926, a local citizen gave an American black bear to the zoo. The first major construction done at Como Zoo was in the 1930s that included the Bear Grotto, Monkey Island, the barn, and the main zoo building. The legendary Frank Bring 'em Back Alive Buck, world famed for his talent of capturing wild animals, he laid the cornerstones of the main zoological building. In the 1950s, city officials wanted to close the zoo due to disrepair. However, repairs were made and additional animals were added, such as ostriches, jaguars, seals, llamas, baboons, and monkeys. During the 1980s, the large cat exhibits were open to the public. There were tigers, lions, cougars, and snow leopards. The aquatic animal building had opened in the fall, 1982. Como Park Zoo celebrated its 100th year anniversary in 1997 and continues to be updated and renovated continuously so that the public can learn about and enjoy the many different animal species. Now, I just read an article about a week ago in the paper that I included in this, where Como Zoo also gets involved with projects outside the confines of the zoo. It was involved with a national wildlife refuge in Laramie, Wyoming, just this year, studying baby tadpoles that are classified as one of the 4 critically endangered amphibians in North America. And for all you kids, young and old, in 1956, the Sparky the Sea Lion show was introduced at the zoo. I think it's about Sparky number 8 that's up there now. And you know what? They were always looking for volunteers to work at the zoo. In fact, they just hired 2 new ones. Their names are Flick and Flack. You know what's coming, don't you? But between you and me, I think they are somewhat questionable. They are in charge of the tiger exhibit.
What was that? Do you think that tiger made his way all the way down here to the pavilion?
Well, that wasn't a peacock roaring like that.
You know what?
What?
We're in trouble.
Why?
The people at the zoo are nowhere. We're missing.
They're not going to worry about us missing as soon as they find out that the tiger's missing.
You wait here. I'm going to go get something to catch that tiger.
Right.
we got that
Yeah,
thing under wraps.
I'll say it. It's a good thing, too, because we're lucky to have jobs here. Remember last month when they asked you to name the new baby zebra? I do. What did you name it?
But
No. Last week, a lady asked me if we had a talking parrot at the zoo. I said no, but we've got a woodpecker that knows Morse code. Hit it!
hey, a kid the other day came up to me and he said, you know those big turtles?
Yeah?
What if you saw one of those turtles without his shell?
Oh yeah? What then?
Well, is he homeless or is he naked?
Oh! That reminds me about the snail who got beat up by the two turtles. And the snail went to the cops, and the cops said, can you describe the turtles? And the snail said no. It all happened so fast. Hit it! Yeah, I got a riddle for you.
Go ahead.
You're on a horse riding at a constant speed. To your left is an elephant moving at a constant speed. And in front of you is a person on a horse moving at a constant speed. And behind you is a lion moving at a constant speed. What do you do?
I have no idea.
Quit drinking and get off the merry-go-round. Hey! Hey! Flat, you know the proper way to eat a banana?
There's only one way to eat a banana.
No, the gorillas and the monkeys taught me a proper way. I was talking to Roger just the other day at the gorilla house.
There's nobody by the name of Roger working at the gorilla house.
Roger is the new gorilla.
I should have known.
Here, at the top of a banana is a air pocket, and you puncture it, and then you can peel it easily. See?
I see. Looks like a lot of monkey business to me.
We gotta go. Hey!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you about Como Town. Como Park Amusement Park first opened in 1949. Presently, each year, over 2 million people visit the amusement park, which is now called Como Town. There are over 18 amusement rides. At the amusement park, you will find a variety of ride packages, point passes, and season passes that will help you plan a fulfilled day at Como Town. You can eat and shop. You'll find everything from burgers, to salads, to spicy noodles, to sweet ice cream at Como Town and Como Zoo, as well as great gift and shopping options. The biggest attraction next to Como Town is the Pavilions Carousel. Back in 1914, an enterprising man named Austin McFadden paid $8,500 to build a carousel and assemble it on the grounds of the Minnesota State Fair. Each year during the fair, Minnesota families would ride the carousel. Parents brought their children, grandparents rode with grandchildren, young people rode with their friends and with their sweethearts, and over the years, the carousel wove itself into the stories of thousands of families. Today, the Pavilions Carousel is permanently located between the Como Town Amusement Park and the Marjorie McNeely Conservatory here at our beloved Como Park. Even though safety is very important at an amusement park, sometimes things do go wrong. Well, the merry-go-round broke down as we went round and round. Each time 'twould miss, we'd steal a kiss when the merry-go-round went boom, hop, hop, boom, hop, hop, boom, hop, boom, hop, hop, hop. The merry-go-round broke down and made the darkest sound. The lights went low, we both said no, and the merry-go-round went boom, hop, hop, boom, hop, hop. Oh, Davy, there's something I have to tell you.
What is it, Daisy?
Well, I'm a little embarrassed to say, but I've never been kissed before.
Oh, Daisy, sit down. I've never been kissed before either.
Oh, Davy.
Oh, Daisy.
A first kiss could be either a beginning or an ending. Either way, it's still a wonderful memory. Take one fresh and tender kiss. Add one special night like this. One girl, one boy, some grief, some joy, memories are made of this. Don't forget a small moonbeam, fold in lightly with a dream. Your lips and mine, 2 sips of wine, memories are made of this. Then add the wedding bells, one house where lovers dwell, 3 little kids for a flavor. Stir constantly the same. These are the dreams you will savor. One from above. Stir it generously with love. One man, one wife, one love. Through life, memories are made of this. Memories are made of this.
And now it's time to turn our attention to this beautiful Como Park Lakeside Pavilion. In the early days, there used to be a rifle shooting range right under the pavilion here. Also, back then, they had a warming house for ice skaters in the wintertime out on the lake. And then also, many years ago, they had dances here. It was called the Monday Night Street Dance. Anybody remember those? Oh, okay. Testing up. Good. That was a couple of years ago. But today, The Pavilion is home to Black Bear Crossings on the Lake restaurant, banquet facilities, paddleboat, canoe rentals, and also the Pavilion is home to the Summer Music in the Parks program, which we are part of, where shows by the thousands have been enjoyed by the tens of thousands over these many decades. I'm sure some of you probably remember Mr. Max Metzger. Over the decades, Max put on many theatrical performances here and operas. On the wall near the stairs on stage right is a plaque dedicated to Max. And at this time, our ensemble is going to sing for you a song that is reminiscent to those big band concerts of years ago.
Before we take a short intermission, I'd like to recall another musical institution here at Lakeside Pavilion, and that was Hugo Hagstrom's Sunday Evening Hymn Sings. We're going to recreate one of those marvelous evenings now. First, I'd like to sing to you one of my favorite hymns, You Raise Me Up. When I am down and oh my soul is so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, I am still and wait in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong Next, it is my great pleasure to introduce Bill Hagstrom, Hugo Hagstrom's son. And Bill is going to tell us about those Sunday evenings when the Como Park put on the community hymn sings. Bill?
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, good evening. As Bob said, I'm Bill Hagstrom. And 60 years ago, this past June, 1953, my father and mother, Hugo and Olga Hagstrom, started the first Como Park hymn sing. It was in a small platform over on the north side. And over the years, as popularity of the hymn sing and so on grew and other programs, they did add this larger platform. And when the hymn sing closed in 1979, after 27 summers, it was known as the Twin City Community Hymn Sing, as people, young and old, came from all around the Twin Cities, from all denominations, and gathered here on Sunday evening with the express purpose of singing the good old gospel hymns of the church. Are there any here tonight who may have remembered those hymn sings back in the 50s and the 60s? Good, welcome. We met every Sunday evening during the summer, and it was not unusual to see and to hear 1,000 to 1,500 people singing. They came because they loved to sing, and to sing to the glory of God. Not only did they come to sing, but to enjoy first-class musicians, singers, choral ensembles, and orchestras. Musicians drawn not only from around the Twin Cities, but from around the greater region and even the United States. There were former opera singers, a world-class instrumentalist, and a well-known baritone singer from Sweden. In fact, one night, who should show up at my dad's invitation but Senator Hubert Humphrey. He didn't come to sing, but he came to give us a typical Hubert Humphrey greeting, which took a little while. So we've had some really great times, here during the years. Now, if you have a program, there's a little change in the program tonight. We had a singer scheduled to be here this evening by the name of Bill McKinney. Bill is in the hospital as we speak. So tonight we have a friend of mine from our church. I called him at noon, and I said, "Can you be here at 6 o'clock?" And he said, "I'd be happy to do that." So his name is Paul Moyer, and Paul is a native of St. Paul and was raised here. He attended Bethel College and sang in the Bethel College choir. For the past 34 years, he has sung in the worship choir at the Calvary Church here in Roseville, and is a frequent soloist and ensemble participant. Paul is active in drama and musicals, most recently as Jacob in Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Paul's heart is with children, not a teacher by profession, but has taught children over the years in one way or another, including leading children's choirs at Calvary. He recently returned from a trip, his 7th trip to Ukraine, where he has taught drama, music, English as a second language camps for elementary, high school children as well as adults. Paul and his wife, Wendy, and their 2 sons, Jason and Jacob, live in Roseville. While Paul never sang or participated in the hymn sings, his voice and style are typical of the talented participants that people enjoyed during the hymn sing years. So please welcome Paul Moyer.
Thank you, sir. Before I start, I want to warn you, I'm singing something familiar. Outrage All Heart. We'll be singing 3 verses, verses 1 and 3, and then verse 1 again in Swedish. So if you know that, please sing along with me. I got your cheat sheet.
store Gud, när jag den värld beskådar, som du här skapat med ditt allmaktsår. Hur där din visdom leder livets trådar, och alla väsen mätas vid ditt bord. Då brister själen ut i lovsångslid, och står Gud, och står Gud. Då brister själen ut i lovsångslid, och står Gud, och står
Now, would you sing along with me as we sing our medley of America the Beautiful and God Bless America? The words are on the inserts in your programs.
Majesties of the fruit and flame.
are going to take a 15-minute intermission so that you may indulge in the delicacies prepared by Black Bear Crossings on the Lake restaurant. See you back in 15 minutes. I was strolling by the fountain park. Como Park has always been known to be the scene for lots of activities, lots of fun activities for people of all ages, as I think you will see what I mean.
Mom, I remember when you and Dad would take us to Como Park when I was my kid's age. We would go on picnics, go to the zoo, the conservatory, and what is now known as Como Town.
Yes, here in those days, coming here with you and your brother and sister. Oh, they seem like only yesterday. And being here now, your children, well, it makes me feel a little, okay, a lot older. But we sure did create a lot of good family memories here at home.
Just think, someday my kids will be here with their children, and the generations continue. Come on, kids, it's time to go. You know how your father expects us home with dinner on the table when he gets home from work.
What you
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out, and the old ball game. Go Twins.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly face. How much is that dog in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale.
Grandpa, let's buy that doggy in the window.
Okay, Sophie.
I'm gonna name it Happy.
Okay, let's go get that doggy. Come on.
As you can see, all the activities here at Como Park can keep a person, pretty well fit. And whether your activity is biking, skating, rowing, skiing, or playing a team sport, it can really keep you in good shape. We are now going to have a musical interlude to express another very important aspect of staying in great shape, and that is a positive attitude.
I'm just as healthy as I can be. There ain't nothing wrong the matter with me. I'm fine for the shape I'm in. I overlook all tendencies to huff and puff and wheeze and sneeze. I'm fine for the shape I'm in. Oh, there are aches and there is pain. I always know when it's gonna rain, 'cause my elbow acts like a weather vane, but I don't complain. For the one thing no one wants to know when they say, how are you? And they mean hello is just what kind of shape you're in. Art, support my feet. It takes me hours to cross the street. I can't stand cold and I can't get heat, but I still repeat. I may be living on aspirin, but I make darn sure I say that with a grin. I'm fine for the shape I'm in. Worst of all is being told when you're getting on and you're getting old, you're fine, better than you've ever been. Well, of course I'm fine, and of course I'll live, considering the alternative. I'm fine for the shape I'm in. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, you're fine, we're fine for the shape we're in.
Doesn't she play beautifully? Mary Coleman, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'd like to share some historical information with you about a very historical site, Como Park Conservatory, which is actually now the Marjorie McNeely Conservatory. Now, I will explain why that is. In 1897, Como Park became the city's pride, with miles of gravel paths and stately gardens. 4 years earlier, the electric railway had reached the boundaries of the park, making it easily accessible to all the citizens of St. Paul, who soon came in throngs to enjoy it all. On any sunny afternoon, one could see long-skirted ladies with parasols sauntering down quiet paths to Como Lake to listen to the daily band concerts. Gentlemen were in suits and their bowler hats. In 1904, Japanese garden in St. Paul was donated by Dr. Rudolph Schiffman. He purchased a rare collection of Japanese trees, shrubs, and sculptures from the Japanese Commission at the Louisiana Exposition, which was the St. Louis World's Fair. In 1915, the Como Park Conservatory opened. Snyder's orchestra played for the visitors. The holiday flower show and spring flower shows, the tradition began in 1925. In 1978, the city of Nagasaki, Japan, St. Paul's sister city, presented a garden design as a gift to the city of St. Paul. Funds were donated by the Ordway family, and the Como Ordway Memorial Japanese Garden was dedicated in 1979. Then in 1991, the Como Ordway Memorial Japanese Garden was completely renovated and rededicated. In the same year, the Como Conservatory adopted the following mission statement: to provide the public with a year-round educational and recreational facility that offers horticulturally oriented programs and services to the public. In 1995, the jazz concert series, Evenings Under Glass, was started in the conservatory. And in 2002, the Donald McNeely family provided a generous gift, and the conservatory was renamed the Marjorie McNeely Conservatory at Como Park as a memorial for a remarkable woman who made many contributions to the arts and culture during her lifetime. Twin Cities Pages named Como Park Conservatory as the best place for a first date. Or apropos. Whenever I'm in the conservatory and I see all those gorgeous flowers, it reminds me of a beautiful bouquet of lovely ladies.
One other great way to keep in shape at Como is to play golf. Let me tell you about the Como Golf Course. Did you know that golf was first played here at Como in 1929? Back then, it was only 9 holes, and it was surrounded by several small lakes. But by 1932, the lakes had receded, making room for a full 18 holes. That's also about the time that the men's golf club was formed, and a few years later, the women's golf club was formed. But it wasn't until 1934 that the golfers got a clubhouse. After 2 years of meeting around town, sometimes here at the Pavilion, sometimes at Highland Park, sometimes in halls and bars, finally, they got a permanent place. An old zoo barn. Yep, that's right. They moved it to a site over in the west of Arlington and Chelsea Streets, and it served as the clubhouse for 50-some years. Golf was really popular in those days. The early years, kids could play for 10 cents. 10 cents. There was even a club for young golfers and caddies. Adults, greens fees, 25 cents. Golf was really popular, like I said, and people were so excited to play golf here at Como that they'd sleep in their cars overnight in a parking lot just so they could get up early in the morning and get a tee time. Also, over the years, there were many good golfers, popular players, professionals. They played out of Como here and won some titles. Maybe some of you have heard the names. We had people like Wint Christensen, Eddie Landine, Frank Fiorito. How about Clayton Johnson? And wait, in 1986, some of you may remember, I know I do, that the course was closed down to rebuild it and redesign it. When it reopened 2 years later, golfers came out to play on the golf course that you and I know today. It's a beautiful, par 70, 18 holes on just 94 acres. It's short but hilly and sporty, including 4 lakes, ponds, I guess they are. Oh, and that old zoo barn, that's gone. It was replaced during that rebuild. It was replaced by an attractive, roomy, glass-walled octagonal building that has a full pro shop and even has food. I hope some of you have had the pleasure of playing golf here at Como.
Little can compare to the beauty of a fall day with its breathtaking display of colors. The falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling.
went away. The days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall.
And when all the leaves have fallen, autumn turns to winter.
Hello?
Hello, Bill, this is Rich. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day out. I just bought a pair of skis at the garage sale, and I'd like to go to Como Park and try them out.
Hey, Rich, that sounds like a great idea. You know, just by coincidence, I picked up a pair of skis at a garage sale also. I'll tell you what, I want to go to Como, and I'll meet you there.
Sophie, let's go over to Como Park and build a snowman.
Okay, Grandpa.
I met your grandma at Como Park. What a beautiful day. Isn't this nice?
Phyllis, you're going to have to use your binoculars and see if you can find that red cardinal that's in Bill's picture.
I've been looking and looking, and I haven't seen the cardinal anywhere.
It won't be long before we'll all be there. Snow,
so we can drill a hole?
Oh, we don't need an auger. I already brought us a hole.
Let's hit it.
Let's hit it.
They had all the fun. Wasn't that exciting, that snowball fight? And now, with all the great moments and activities that occur here at our beloved Como Park, the most memorable is the wedding. I can't think of a more lovely setting to start a new life together. Love and marriage, they go together like a horse and carriage. This I'll tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage, it's an institute you can't disparage. Ask the local gentry, they will say it's elementary. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try, and you will only come to this conclusion. Love and marriage, they go together like a horse and carriage. Dad was told by mother, you can't have one, you can't have none. You can't have one without the other. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try, you will only come to this conclusion.
may be seated. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of God and these witnesses to join this man, Dave, and this woman, Daisy, in the holy bonds of matrimony. You will exchange your vows. Vested in me, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our stroll together down memory lane. We thank you all for coming and sharing these precious moments with us. We hope that we accomplished what we set out to do, that is to evoke your wonderful memories about Como Park. We will see you in the park. Keep on making those memories, and good night.